pledge of allegiance, stand a moment of silence for our men and women of uniform.
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Happy to do the roll call, please.
Mr. Birdsong?
Here.
Mr. Cox?
Here.
Mr. Coral?
Here.
Mrs. Keys? Here. Mrs. Miller? Here. Mr. Smith?
Here.
Mrs. Storr? Here. Mr. Chairman, we have 7 board members present, and 1 there is a
Thank you.
Can I have a motion to approve the minutes of the prior board meeting?
So moved. Support. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Alan Foster, the Cumberland County Mayor. The podium is yours.
Thanks for having me back again this week. I do want to apologize in advance because we'll have to leave after I talk and answer your questions. I got a little bit of a scheduling issue coming up, so it's my preference to stay and talk with you through the whole meeting, but I can't do that today. I have just a few things to go over that we talked about some last month, a couple of new things. We discussed the county attorney. We did hire one. We have a new county attorney. His name is Philip Burnett. He's a graduate of Tennessee Technological University. He did his Bachelor's of Science in Business back in 1992. And he graduated the University of Tennessee College of Law in 1995. He's been practicing law for 22 years, and I believe he's going to make a great addition to the Cumberland County team. So I'm very glad to have that one settled. And we had some questions last month about retail development. We have a couple of companies looking to possibly invest in the area, in the city area of Crossville. One, the only request they have is they want the city to do some road work on Old Jamestown Highway, kind of behind Walmart. So that one would be a city-only proposition. The other one you may have heard more about on Highway 127 North towards the Dave Kirk area is looking for significantly more assistance. That would bring the county into it with possibly a TIF agreement, if you've ever heard of those types of arrangements. We do also continue to work on industrial development, trying to bring in new jobs for Cumberland County. I've started the process again of going back out and meeting our existing industries, talking to them, seeing what the county, what the state can do to help make this a more business-friendly environment for them. And we continue working with trying to recruit new industry as well with the building pad that is all but complete in the 127 industrial park there. The last thing I want to talk about is last month I talked about a new day truck ambulance. I don't know if you all have heard about that one yet, but the day truck is on the road. It's, I believe it's from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. And it's already making runs. Just since late August, early September, it's already done, completed over 200 transports. So we're doing 5 to 6 transports a day, and that has allowed me to work with an ambulance company. And for the last month, we've been piloting, and we're going to continue doing this, keeping the Fairfield ambulance in Fairfield and out of the transport rotation. So that ambulance should be here in the area more frequently, available to make ALS calls. And I have met and talked with the county fire chief and the EMS director, and we are looking to work together to start the first responder program again. And I do think those 3 things are really going to do a lot for emergency response here in Fairfield and across the county as well. Again, I want you to know I'm honored to be your mayor. Thank you so much for allowing me that honor. And if you have any questions, now is the time. So, yes.
Is there any preparatory work being done, perhaps to attract merchants or other type of whatever for Peavine Road once it's done?
Preparatory work? No, not that I know of. The problem with the retail is there aren't the incentives to bring it in from the state or anything like that, so that tends to be only a city and a county-only project on that, and that's why we're working with the city right now on possibly the one on 127. The county will definitely have to partner with the city if that one is to happen, so there's nothing preparatory that I know of.
Mayor Foster, the first responder program is going to be a county-wide program?
That's the intention.
And run by the county fire?
That's the intention, yes. That's the way it used to be. Yeah.
Will Dr. Fox have any say-so in this program or what?
He is the medical director
He will
for,
sign off on it?
so he will sign off on it. He will still be involved. Anybody else?
Okay, thank you, Mayor, appreciate it.
Thank you, and again, I apologize for that.
Okay, next on the agenda is my report. The sky is falling. Both the temperatures and leaves are coming down. Not much we can do about the temps, but the leaves are a different matter. There is no open burning in the glade, but you have 3 other options in dealing with your leaves. Number 1, you can bag them and put them out at the curb. Our Fairfield Glade crew will be along starting November 12th to pick them up. Number 2, you can take them to the leaf and brush them up yourself behind reds. Or the option I chose, hire a company to do the work for you. Remember, leaving leaves on your lawn is not healthy for the grass and can cause you more problems and expense in the spring. The walls are tumbling down. Keep your eyes open for changes around Stonehenge Golf Course. Work in our new turf care center will be starting early in November when the course closes. This is one of those projects that is not readily visible but badly needed. The existing building is literally falling down. A new turf care center will greatly help our grounds crew keep Stonehenge one of the best golf courses in the state. Clearing the air. The board held its first open air session on October 16th. 17 residents responded to our invitation to come with any questions for the board. The board members did their best to answer every question. Those they couldn't, they promised to research and respond at a later date. It was a good meeting and hopefully an indicator of growing residents' involvement. Something new. The board is putting together charters for potentially 2 new committees. The creation of a new food and beverage committee is in the works. So keep your eyes open for membership applications for this important committee. We are also considering a governmental affairs committee to work on issues at the local, state, and even federal level that could have an effect on Fairfield Glade. Issues like ambulance service, the now defunct wind farm, and others could be part of this committee's responsibility. This is a work in progress. Again, watch for information regarding involvement with this committee if you are interested. Something new to think about. A new strategic plan has been posted for comment for 30 days. We assume this plan is acceptable to the membership because we have received no comments during that posting. We are planning to approve this plan at today's meeting. Our annual budget presentation scheduled for 10 a.m. on November 15th at the CCC. We want you to be cognizant of where our money is going and what projects we hope to pursue in the next year. Our future looks bright. We had a brief face-to-face with Tom Anderson, our new developer, about 2 weeks ago, and are extremely excited about his plans for the Mirror Lake area. We'll have more information on what he is hoping to accomplish. The new partnership appears to be very positive and will go a long way to making Fairfield Glade one of the best master plan communities in the country. We all need to eat. Responding to comments from the residents, we have decided to keep Stonehenge Grill open longer than usual. The grill will remain open through November 21st, even though the course is closed. Please support Stonehenge Grill this November. Sewer project completed. I am pleased to announce that the completion of the secondary sewer force main project, construction of the secondary force main, which consists of 18,400 feet of 12-inch PVC pipe, began on July 16, 2018. The estimated duration of the project was 6 months and was substantially completed on October 16, 2018, 3 months ahead of schedule. And I might add, over $50,000 under budget. The force main was put in service on October 16, 2018, and only minor punch list items remain to be completed. The new force main provides additional sewer system capacity and allows for additional future growth within the community. Where did the year go? The holidays are just around the corner. Since this is our last board meeting prior to Thanksgiving, your board and senior management team would like to wish all a happy and safe holiday. Whether you're staying home or traveling to see family, enjoy the experience and be safe. And that's it from across the board. Thank you. General Manager's report.
Okay, thank you. For deferred maintenance items, the county will not be doing any chip and seal work this year due to material issues and weather issues. They're going to push that off until next year. Hopefully, springtime will actually get the roads that were scheduled to be done this year, and then definitely in the summertime, the roads that we'll have on the list for next year. So if you have issues with your chip and seal road, please contact our Public Works Department as well as the County Roads Department. The more calls they get, the more likely you are to have your road redone next year. On golf rounds, year-to-date through September, we're 104,800. That's 15,300 fewer than budget and 5,300 fewer than 2017. Again, the rain and colder temperatures still plague us. Jeff's going to come up later. He can maybe give us an update on how October's going. Fortunately, the average round per course per day is still at 104, which is the same as last year. So when the courses are open, people are playing. So that's the good news. As Steve mentioned, Stonehenge Grill is going to stay open through the 21st of November. The reason we're cutting it off on the 21st is we have Thanksgiving at Legends the next day. We have a private party at Stonehenge on Saturday night. We thought it was going to be closed, so we scheduled a private party. So rather than closing it on Thanksgiving Day, closing it again Saturday night afterwards, as well as some large private parties we have in the community the following week, we decided just close it on the 21st. And then everything on the 23rd will move over to Legends. So effective November 23rd, Legends will have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Wednesday through Sunday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Barbara, results report.
Good morning. Wyndham timeshares, month-to-date so far, 3,225, and year-to-date visitors, 39,795. 2018 timeshare revenues. The conference center, September is 1,575. Year-to-date total, 12,153, which is 4% of department revenue. Racket sports, 199 for September. Year-to-date, 5,237, which is 4%. Dartmoor Marina, 9,013 for September. Year-to-date total, 95,502, which is 47%. St. George is 3,444. Year-to-date, 37,763, which is 31%. Golf for September was 121,633. Year-to-date, 715,134, which is 16%. Food for September was 31,519. Year-to-date, 176,388. And I'm proud to report that the Wyndham timeshare visitors have a total toward our budget of $1,042,177, which is an average of 15% of like revenue. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Barbara. Architectural Control Committee, Mr. Murphy.
Good morning. Good morning. Miscellaneous approvals. And again, that's changes to existing homes. Through September of 18, 1,119. September of 17 was 1,137. So if you remember last month, we were down, but the weather's given us a little bit of a break there, so we're just about the same. Where we're doing all right, new homes through September of this year, 74. This is homes approved. Through September of 17, 68. New homes started this year is 70. Last year was 65. So again, picking up. Where we're still having problems is the new homes completed. And that's where the weather is held back, especially the landscaping on some of these homes. Lot mergers approved. PSSS through September of this year, 6. Last year, 2. The homes crossing property lines, 4 this year, 0 last year. And green space mergers is 51 compared to 37 last year. Total lot mergers through September of this year, 61 compared to 39 last year.
Bill, clarification on homes completed, and you mentioned that a lot of it's due to landscaping, so while it may not be officially completed, people have moved into the house many times, and landscaping just
Most people have moved in, they just either haven't decided what they're gonna do, or the contractor hasn't been there quite as often as they'd
Right,
like.
right.
Like that.
Okay. And they are dues paying members,
All that.
definitely more later than when they move into the house, it's not
That's correct.
sooner, so. okay.
And just on a side note, I talked to quite a few people during the last month who were not able to attend these meetings, but they really enjoyed having the video, because they are viewing the video and making discussions.
Good, thank you. Strategic Planning Committee, Mr. Dasman.
Good morning. It's been my pleasure to serve on the SPC for 3 years now. I'll be rotating off at the end of this year, but it's been a great ride. I've really enjoyed it. And we have 5 new members who will be joining the SPC at the end of the year or at the beginning of the next term. We had 2 resignations this year. We had 1 elected to the board, Mr. Fleur, and then 3 rotating off. So we have 5 new members coming, and I'm very excited about these new 5 coming. 1 is returning after having served in the past, and I think it's going to be a strong SPC next year. So I'm happy to report that. One of the projects we worked on this year was the update to the strategic plan, and my understanding is that the board is prepared to vote on that, pending any questions or anything that needs to be addressed. If there are any questions, I'm certainly happy to try to answer them. And one of the key takeaways from the strategic plan update is that we would like to improve the collaboration between the SPC and the membership at large. And so to that end, we have put together a process for next year, a framework, where there will be 3 town hall meetings that will be open to the membership, and not only that, but where the membership will be encouraged and invited to attend, to participate. And the first of these town hall meetings will be to look at trends that affect communities like ours. And just to have an open format meeting where we discuss those openly, we'll do some research prior to that town hall, make a brief presentation, and then hopefully get some input from the membership on what are some of the trends out there at large, nationally or state or even locally, that will affect us. And then a second town hall meeting will be to look at a SWOT analysis, which is a business concept that most of you are probably familiar with, but to look at the strengths and the weaknesses and the opportunities and those types of things that relate to our community and help us to, throughout the year, then update the strategic plan. And then a third town hall meeting will be to look at everything as a whole, and to see how all of that correlates to our core values and to any strategic issues that are going on within the community. All that will culminate, hopefully, in a revised strategic plan, which will then be presented again at the annual meeting as it was this year. So that's the process, and it may get tweaked, certainly. Obviously, strategic planning is something that shifts and adapts to situations that arise. But that's what's being planned for next year, and I think one of the great things is that it will involve the membership as a whole, more so maybe that we have in the past. I think that will be a really, really great thing. So if there are any questions, I'm happy to entertain them, try to answer.
Oliver, I have one question.
Yes, sir.
Well, two questions. I can hand it here or at the end of the meeting. What would you prefer?
Here, if it's okay.
Well,
Sure, yeah,
your
sure.
plan is up for vote today, right?
I believe so.
Okay, so this may address itself to the future. But we have in the plan that that's on the website, a recognition that we have other organizations that we need to coordinate with, timeshare, the county, and others. So I would hope that we would be make available to the strategic plan what is their strategic plan as it involves us. So that's one. Getting the strategic plans from Timeshare, Wyndham, and Tom, the developer, and so forth, and have that as a document that can be integrated with the strategic plan. That's one.
Okay.
I guess we'll call it a suggestion.
Well, let me just say on this too, just as a short response, there's some planning that's going to be going on next year as far as master planning and location of future facilities and things like that. So a lot of that will come into play by default. And so that's a very good suggestion, thank you.
Okay.
That will be done with the developer.
And the second one is having, and I commend the group for doing a great job of putting the plan together so far. But where does the membership go to get the next level of specificity in the more detailed, goals and action plans? Who's going to do what by when, and what's the timing, what's the resources required, and how do you know that it's coming out okay? Those kinds of things. That level of specificity. Where does the membership go to get that?
I think a lot of that would be through the town halls, because the town hall is going to be the framework for the discussion next year through the process. So for those who are interested in being involved in the process, attending and participating in the town halls will probably be the best way to accomplish that. And that's why we've spaced them out. One will be in February. But we have the dates, we can get those out to you. I don't have them with me right now. But one's in February, one's in April, and one's in July. So the idea is to front load those throughout next year, so they're in the first half of the year. So as the SPC moves through this process, the membership will be very involved for those who wish to be.
Would that be more like a Gantt chart? Would it be like a Gantt chart so that we know who's responsible for what, the timeline that's going to get done, and so forth?
I believe that could be a part, we haven't talked about that specifically, but I believe that will be a part of the process next year through the town hall meetings.
Now, the high-level timeline is really what Ralph Swift presented at the annual meeting. So that's your high-level timeline, just kind of major projects by year. And then, but yeah, there still needs to be kind of your detailed timeline and, who's doing what that needs to be put down on paper. And all that.
Who ultimately is responsible and so forth.
Right, right, yeah.
And I'm sorry, I apologize, I was engaged elsewhere for a second while you were responding. Is that the responsibility of the strategic planning group or some other group?
It's really a team effort between strategic planning, the senior management team, financial advisory committee, and the board. So it's there's really 4 groups that will be working all this, and different groups have different responsibilities.
Do you envision that to be reduced to a document of some sort?
Yes.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Alvin.
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
would this be an okay time for me to say on behalf of the board how much we appreciate all the work, number one, that SBC has done over this last year, but in particular, the effort that Mr. Dossman has contributed to our community club over the last few years.
I think that's very appropriate. Thank you.
Mr. President, I'd like to move that we go ahead and approve the strategic plan as posted and written by the Strategic Planning Committee.
Okay, can I have a second on that motion?
I'll second it.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, Denise, our monthly financial report.
Morning.
Morning.
Look. All right, I have new things on in your packet this morning, but let me remind you before I start that the full financial packet is online for you, just like it's always been. So, because some of the items I'm going to present to you today are a little different than before. Hopefully this will be the final change. We'll see what you say after. Your first page of the financial information is your balance sheet. You'll see that sewer is it's got cash of $2.3 million and members' equity of $12.5 million. And the back page of that is POA amenities, and cash is $3.8 million, and members' equity $34. And then the new page you'll see is the next one, the big sheet. Hopefully everybody can see it, because we put it on the paper we have. So I'm just going to kind of hit some high points on here, so I can show you the newer forms of reports that we've got in the packet for this month. But on sewer, for results of operation, you'll see that it's $636,000, and cash flow before transfers is $449 or $450 negative thousand. We're expecting that to be a little bit higher by year end because of the force main, but it's still going to be within what we expected. Then if you look over at the next sheet, you'll see the results from POA and food and beverage. I will point out that food and beverages, as you can see, the results of operation are $488,000. But in total, if you go all the way over to the last column, you'll see that the total POA and amenities is positive $105,000. The next page, we've added it's major capital projects. So these are the capital projects that we are doing this year. And it'll, the first column is going to show you what we've spent so far. And then the next column will be budgeted. And then our total projection for the project. And you see this in the, I think you mentioned earlier, that the force main is actually going to come in under budget. So that's a good thing. I don't think there's much there. That's going to surprise everybody. What I did want to talk a little bit about is the allocation of your dues. Okay, so we put in the pie chart, which we're hoping to show you one of these like every quarter. There's actually two pie charts. There's the first page is where we are right now. Okay, so that's the end of September. And then the second one is going to be what we're projecting for year end. what I wanted to talk about was this was figured out as, on a cash flow basis, right? So it's net of operating expenses and capital spend. So it's actually the final ending number by division. So you'll see the percentages. And one thing that probably somebody's going to ask me about, so I'm going to tell you up front. You're going to see that the marina has a -%. And that's because the marina is the only